everybody. I was just sitting here watching the fish in my fish pond, and they're all kind of hiding under the water now. Let me throw in a bunch of fish food here, see if I can get them to come up. Oh yeah, I can see them. I always wondered how these fish can smell that. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but boy, they're coming up now. And well, anyway, I was sitting here thinking about, it's the middle of June, and I was a little bit bummed out here because it's the middle of June and I've got a lot of stuff that I haven't planted yet, and a lot of stuff that isn't working out as well as I thought it would. One example is I've got some peas over there that are supposed to be climbing peas, and they're growing fine and they're doing all right. It's just that they look like they're about as tall as they want to get, and they don't have a very good crop out of that, a very good yield out of all that stuff. In other words, it's too much space it took up to give me what I want. And I'll go over there and show you here, and I'm kind of disappointed with that. But I do have some pole beans that I think I might plant over there, and just plant them right now. If it's not too late, they'll have plenty of time to grow. But I think the pole beans will do pretty well on that trellis, so I might do that. Now, I did finish that other grow bed section over there that I was telling you about on the last video, and there are beans actually coming up right now. And I've got 4 trays over there, and there's some bean sprouts on the ones that are to one side, and on the other side there's 4 other trays, and I've planted carrots in there. Now, of course, there's no carrots coming up yet. I think they take a little bit longer, but the beans are actually starting to sprout, and those are blue lake beans. Now, the beets over there are doing quite well. And see, the longer I explain all this stuff, the less bummed out I feel, because if you look at it and you say, well, actually, if you think it over, yeah, it's actually doing pretty good. Even though I've got a lot of space left that I don't have anything planted in, like on the other side over there. I'll take you over there and show you that. But I've got some cucumbers growing over there, and those are the kind of English type cucumbers. Now, they're not English cucumbers, but they're the kind with the thin skins and seedless. My wife really likes those. But I watched this video the other day about canning cucumbers so that they won't be all mushy, so they'll make really nice pickles. And that's a problem I had a couple years ago. I grew a lot of pickles, a lot of cucumbers, and canned them up like I'm supposed to, putting all the canning salt in there and pickling salt. And once I got through processing them, and they were a little bit mushy, and so I thought, I don't know how to do this. But anyway, this one lady on the video was showing me how you do that, and it was different, and I thought, hey, maybe I can do that this year. So what I got to do is, I've got a lot of space left over there by the cucumbers to plant another set of cucumbers in there that are like pickling type cucumbers. So I think that's what I'm going to do next, is get them pickling cucumbers in there, and hopefully I'll be able to can those and maybe make some pickling cucumbers that are cucumber pickles that are pretty good. Now, a couple of years ago, or last year, even then, I did have some of those kind of pickles, and I did refrigerator pickles, and I think, as I remember, it was like a 50-50 vinegar and water mixture, and just kind of put them in there and let them sit in the fridge for, I can't remember, I'll have to look it up, but it wasn't very long, a couple of days or something like that. And boy, those were delicious, and it lasts in the refrigerator for, a long time, I guess 6 weeks or more. Those were absolutely delicious. So I might do that too. Now, The lettuce that I've gotten in here has kind of gone to seed, and I think that's because the 2 coolers I've got up here, it just can't keep it below 80 degrees in here during the day. And I mean, it doesn't get much above that right now, but can't keep it in here. Can't keep it 80 degrees in here anymore, or lower than that. So when you got lettuce plants that are up when temperatures are hotter than that, they just go right to seed. So I think I'm done with lettuce. So what else have I got looking around here? I got, oh yeah, I've got the brassicas, the cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and I don't have any cabbage planted. And I should, because I like to make sauerkraut out of cabbage, and boy, that's good stuff. It's got a lot of probiotics in it and things like that, and it's really, really healthy. So I better get on that. But anyway, I've got a lot of room for other brassicas, and I've got a little tray full of brassica seedlings, and they're right over here. I'll show you that, and I've got to find a place for those. Now, where I'm going to put those is on the other side here in the grow beds here, where I've got most of the brassicas that are already planted, and we're going to plant those. We're going to plant these in there, and that way we'll have a delay in the season for these that, you know, these are little ones now, and so these big ones here will get, I guess, maybe in August they should start harvesting. So anyway, when I'm looking at, oh, and the grapes are right behind you. Man, those things are doing really, really good. I'll show you some close-ups of that, but they're really doing good, and I'm looking forward to getting raisins and making raisins out of them and picking those things. Of course, I better have a dehydrator, but then I've seen a lot of demos on how you can just do that in an oven. So we'll see. I've probably got at least a month, or hopefully I've got a month before I have to do that. And what else have I got? Oh yeah, I got some eggplant. They grow really slow, I guess, and they look like they're okay. And I think they're going to do fine. And let's see, what else have I got? Let's see, I think that's about it. I've got some potatoes out there in the other greenhouse, and they're really doing well. I think I'm going to get a good harvest out of those. I've got sweet corn that's coming up, and the sweet corn is looking really, really good. And what else is over there? Oh yeah, I've got a couple of sweet potatoes over there. And I'm going to watch those because I didn't plant them. And I did have some sweet potatoes in there last year in that same area. So these are probably volunteer sweet potatoes that were left in the ground last year. But I'm starting to look at them, and they're looking too much like, at least to me, and I'm no expert, they're looking too much like you know, regular potatoes. So that could be what they are. Well, anyway, I just thought I'd give you a little update of what's going on here. And I've got 2 other greenhouses, not this big. One of them's just a lean-to on the south side of the house that I put up a long time ago, 10 years ago or more. And the other one used to be a chicken house, and I have found, for my purposes, it's much more useful as a greenhouse because chickens are just too much trouble, and for what you got, you know, the eggs are fine, you know, but you can't go anywhere. You can't take a day or 2 off and disappear because the chickens need constant care. Somebody's got to feed them and make sure they've got water and all of those kind of things. But plants, you know, if you water them down real good, you can leave them for a few days and they'll be fine. So anyway, I'm getting kind of optimistic that this year I'll have quite a bit of produce here to freeze or to can or to do like refrigerator pickle kind of things, and celery and grapes for raisins, and I think I'm going to do just fine this year. But I still have room in here for a lot more stuff. But look over there and you can see the corner. Now that I'm not too close, see those fish are kind of bunching up in the corner, and I think this is kind of like a mating thing they're doing. But see, there they are, and that's just, you know, there's, all you can see are the big ones. There's a lot of smaller ones. See, they're kind of dispersing amongst themselves, going in this area. Well, anyway. Yeah, well, let's see if we get any closer now. Because they see me, and if I'm moving slow enough, they might not notice. There's a lot of fish in there.